from the general manager, Omar Khan, because I think this is an interesting soundbite as well. This is Omar Khan talking about Justin Fields, whom they acquired from Chicago in that trade.
Justin's exciting to have. You know, if you would have told me that we'd be sitting here with Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Kyle Allen even 5 months ago, I wouldn't have believed you. We really like Justin coming out of college. Obviously, he had a up and down situation in Chicago, and I'm excited. He's really looked awesome. He's a great individual, too. You know, I didn't really know him personally till he got here. And just, man, what a special person he is.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. And what I'm going to say, this is not a statement about Russell Wilson at all. I do not want it to be misinterpreted as me taking a shot at Russell, anything. This has nothing to do with him. But I believe that if you gave the Steelers truth serum, and they'll never admit this, nor should they, but if they had known at the time that they were going to be able to get Justin Fields for the price that they got him for, I don't think they ever would have signed Russell in the first place. The bottom line of it is, at the time they signed Russell Wilson, which was right off the bat. Remember, we were all surprised. We were all sitting around going, oh, is Russell Wilson even going to find a team? Will anyone be interested? The Steelers jumped right in. I think that was at a moment in time when the asking price on Justin Fields was this, and the Steelers decided, we're not meeting that price. If they had known it was eventually get to be this, I think they would have signed him, and they would have given him every chance to be their starter. It just makes all the sense in the world. I am Justin Fields' biggest fan. I've staked my entire reputation as a talent evaluator, of which I have none. On the fact,
my entire experience.
On the fact that I think he's going to be an excellent player.
What do you think about that, D-Wood?
I think he's going to be their starting quarterback this year, right from the jump.
Okay, I'm going to let Woody talk because I want to hear what he has to say, but Greeny just said a lot that I want to bring up real fast. That is such nonsense. It's not even funny. Listen, I'm not even a super Russell Wilson fan here. But this idea that you would pass on getting Russ for $1 million, okay? A guy who is a Pro Bowler, who's been to multiple Super Bowls, who won a Super Bowl, who has achieved the highest highs and has gone through adversity. You're going to not want that quarterback, pass on that quarterback, because of Justin Fields, who has essentially done nothing to prove to you that he is a bona fide starting quarterback that can win you games and can bring the Steelers to levels that they believe they can get to. That's insane to me. Absolute, utter insanity to me. If anything, it makes a lot of sense, actually, what the Steelers did by getting these two quarterbacks. Because you're just kind of like, one of these two guys has to be legit, right? Like, what are the odds of them both not being at least average quarterbacks? One of them has to at least be an average quarterback. And so you get both of them for a cheap deal, and it's like, all right, let's see what we got. Because, you know, running it back with Rudolph or Pickett or any of these other guys didn't really make sense to do that. So I think what the Steelers did actually makes sense. And if you don't have a quarterback, or you have a quarterback that you don't know, have any idea what they're going to be able to do offensively, how consistent they're going to be, are they going to be healthy, can they run the offense, what are they, then you'd be crazy to not say, yeah, I'll sign Russ for $1 million. Like what are we talking about here? It just doesn't make any sense. Any team would be willing to grab a Russ in that regard. There's a reason why Andy Reid went out and got Carson Wentz. And why McVay went out and got Carson Wentz. Because they know what he's capable of doing. They know that in the right circumstances, he can be an MVP candidate, which is, it's indisputable. He's a major reason why the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So you have that resume, even if they don't believe that that's what he is anymore, or that he can't ever really recapture that greatness, at least for a sustained period of time, which what may be true or not. Those two elite coaches knew, yeah, no, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. This is worth having on our roster, even if just for the fact that we need it just from an injury standpoint, because in that way this team is poised to win. I mean, think about this. Let's really think about this for one quick second. Andy Reid went out and got Carson Wentz. They are all in on trying to three-peat right now. The Chiefs have a win right now roster, and they can make history. Andy Reid knows how important that is. And he said, I want Carson Wentz to be my backup quarterback in case Mahomes gets injured. That's a bigger deal than you realize. That is a bigger deal than you realize. So this idea that the Steelers wouldn't want Russell Wilson because if they got Justin Fields first and they wouldn't need it, that's just insanity to me because Justin Fields has proven nothing. And it's just this idea that it's inevitable that he'll become the starter is silly to me. Now, will he maybe start a game or so? Maybe. But this idea that it's inevitable that he's going to become like a true legitimate starter for the Steelers, that they can all rally behind and they're going to just consistently win games and make it to the playoffs and all this, that's inevitable, which is what Greeny is saying, is absurd to me. Because the reports out of camp right now are like he's late on all his throws. And that's always been a big issue for him. He's slow in that regard. So, and that's not something that you can necessarily develop. In a lot of ways, it's either something that you have or you don't have. You either are quick at processing your reads and making the throws, or you're not. He's not good at anticipating. Like, there's a lot of things that he's not good at, as Kurt Warner put it, that no matter what team you're on, no matter what coach you have, they're not magically developed. You can't develop it. And that's the real major question mark around Justin Fields.
I think that if you look at what the Steelers have done this offseason, they are really trying to go out here and bludgeon people. Look at all their moves. Offensive linemen, backs, like everything is built to run the football. Arthur Smith, former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, formerly of the Tennessee offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans, that's what he was known for down there with King Henry. If Justin Fields could be the Ryan Tannehill of that Tennessee Titans, imagine where this Pittsburgh Steelers offense could be.
Why would Justin Fields be the Tannehill of the Pittsburgh Steelers and not Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson is way more poised to be able to do that because, if anything, that's more similar to what could have happened when he was with the Seahawks than whatever the heck Justin Fields is. Justin Fields makes a lot of mistakes and has poor decision making. That's not how Ryan Tannehill was able to win with the Titans, and that's not how Russell Wilson was able to win with the Seattle Seahawks. So unless we're saying that Russell Wilson just can't be that player anymore because he just can't get out of his mind that Russ needs to cook and he's just too far gone with his ego and diva, which maybe that's the reality with Russ, I don't know. Outside of that scenario, the idea that you're saying that Justin Fields can run the Ryan Tannehill offense for the Titans over a Russell Wilson, whew, that's mind-blowing to me. Please tell me if I'm somehow confused, because I can't even believe a statement like that. Maybe I'm just confused because I can't even believe that they think that that's the type of offense that Justin Fields is going to be poised to run. That's mind-blowing to me. Absolute mind-blowing to me.
He has the physical skill set, the athletic ability. Think of what Arthur Smith could do with Justin Fields in that type of offense with his athletic ability.
Let's be very clear. Ryan Tannehill had excellent seasons under Arthur Smith in Tennessee. I'm not taking anything away from him, and he is an excellent athlete. He's nowhere near the athlete this guy is.
No, he's not.
Justin Fields running with the football in his hands is the second most dangerous running quarterback in the league. It's Lamar Jackson, and then it's him. He's that good. I think the world is sleeping on him. I think he was brought into an impossible situation. I think he handled it extraordinarily well.
He's handled everything that
what is the
come his
expression?
way.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. He's going to be the strongest man in the entire world. I think that kid is going to be the starter week 1.
So here,
I do not. Listen, if you're going to be this power physical team, then you need, and especially where you're going to be a run-first team, then you need a quarterback who is going to consistently make the easy throws, the basic reads. That's going to take care of the football, who's going to throw the ball away when the play gets broken up. That's what Russ can do. You need a seasoned veteran to run that offense. Justin Fields is not those things. To be clear, I'm not saying that Justin Fields is a complete disaster. And I'm not saying that Justin Fields can't be developed or be a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL. But based off of what we're hearing about who the Pittsburgh Steelers are and who they want to be and the offense that they want to run, if you're talking about day one success, then it's obviously Russell Wilson. Because I don't know where in what resume do we think that Justin Fields has earned the right to be able to say, well, he'll be able to lead the Steelers offense in that regard. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, he can run, and that's great. But that can only get you so far. Like, what are we talking about? Are we going to talk about like that it's like Lamar Jackson's first year with the Baltimore Ravens? Because it can only get you so far. You can only do so much. Lamar Jackson was able to take leaps as an NFL quarterback when he learned how to actually sit in the pocket, move around in the pocket, and throw it, not just rip off a 20, 30, 40-yard run. Yes, it's wildly exciting to see Lamar Jackson book it for 40 yards and Justin Fields. And we lose our minds when we see it because it's just exciting, right? It's just exciting football. But we equate exciting with elite and great, and it's not accurate. It's just not. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at Josh Allen. Yes, they run. They're mobile. They can do great things. But at the end of the day, the way they're winning those games is with their arm, with their decision making, their ability to minimize mistakes, to execute the offense efficiently and successfully, to look at the defense and figure out what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses. And how can this play take advantage of the weaknesses of that defense? Those are all things that Russell Wilson has proven to be able to do, that Justin Fields has never proven to be able to do. Now listen, like I said, maybe with a new offensive mind and new players, Justin Fields can become that. But he has not earned the right for us to assume that he can do that. So going into this season, you can assume that Russell Wilson can actually do that. You can't make the assumption about Justin Fields. He has to prove it. To be very clear, I'm not saying he can't, but he has to prove it to all of us. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about this? Do you think that Justin Fields is inevitable to become the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers? And do you think he's best to run that offense and not Russell Wilson? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.